Hey y'all, how y'all doing? This is Mrs. Crockett, the coach, coming to you. Here recently, a lot of us were gathered together at Make Up Your Mind. And I don't know if you remember, you put some questions in these boxes. So I've been looking at this box and I just want to get with you on a couple of these questions. A few of them. We're going to do it really quick. We're going to do it very thoroughly. And let's just get into it, right? So they're put on these little pretty pink cards. And this one says, how do you find your purpose? I believe I came in the group and talked about this already one time. But I would like to say that sometimes we waste our time. Let me finish the question. It says, knowing you're going to be successful is one thing. Knowing how is another. Because that's the part I want to talk about. Knowing how is another. Hi, my name's Tia. I'm your coach. We can figure that out together. Because see, this is the thing. A lot of time, the thing that is your purpose, you have been experiencing that thing your whole life. The thing which is your purpose, you have been drawn to it your whole life. You've been naturally doing it for some time now. And it's not anything that's far off. It may be something that you're afraid to dig into because you don't see how you could succeed in it. But that's what coaching is all about. Coaching is all about asking the hard questions and causing you to find your path. Causing you to find your path because of the hard questions that we ask and the awesome answers that you come up with. It's an amazing process. Finding your purpose. For myself, I can give you my process. My whole life, I've been able to talk for hours on end with friends and or family that needs just an ear. And then I hear solutions. I hear solutions almost immediately. Not that I'm a know-it-all or I know the answer. No, those are the words that the negative thoughts that can come to you. That's another question that we're going to get into in a minute. But those negative thoughts that can come to you and stifle you, those used to be my negative thoughts. You're just a know-it-all. Just chill out. Just be quiet. But seriously, solutions would come to me almost in an instant. And that is my gifting. I've been doing that for a very long time. Innately. Naturally, before the training, before the degrees, before the certifications. That's what I have always been doing. There's something that you've always been doing that has been so natural for you, and you just don't see how you can make money or a living off of it. But it's your purpose. It's your purpose, and all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and are called according to the purpose that He places on the inside of you. So His purpose in you. So contact me if you have more questions, or if you're the person who put that question in a box. I want you to go ahead and contact me so that we can talk even deeper about that. But your purpose is not something that you need to go out and find. Your purpose is something that already resides on the inside of you. That's the exciting thing about that. The other question that I'm pulling out here, it says, how do you determine if it's an answer from God or if it's the enemy trying to defeat you? Wow. The truth of the matter with that question, determining the voice of God versus your voice, most of the time, our voice, if it is not submitted to the will of God, somebody asked about God, so that I'm going to talk about God. If your voice is not submitted to the will of God, then you know that you want to say something contrary to what is really going on in the spirit realm. That's where the real battle comes in. The real battle comes in when we know that we're not submitted and we want to do something contrary to what's really pulling on us. The word of God that comes to you in a logos, which is the written, is going to be lining up with the rhema. It's not just going to go the opposite direction. For instance, God is not going to up and tell you, hey, you know what? That man that you married, leave him. He didn't do anything that I said that he's not supposed to do. Like, he didn't sleep around, and he didn't beat on you, and he didn't, he's not abusing your children. He's not, addicted to things that is hurting you and your whole entire family. He's not worshiping other gods. But you know what? You don't feel like being with him anymore, so leave him. That's not the voice of God. That's not the voice of God. The voice of God and the word of God line up with each other. They do. And the spirit of confusion will try to mingle the two together. But that's why you need the word of God. And not only the word of God, but you must worship him in spirit and in truth. Because if you don't worship God in spirit and truth, which is the word, then what will happen is you'll start picking out little scriptures that will drive you crazy. I'm just addressing this way because this person brought up God. And so, yeah, you'll start driving yourself sideways. So you need godly counsel. You need someone that is standing outside of your situation, looking into your situation with a trained eye and ear of discernment. That's what you need in your life. You do. You just need to be able to trust someone with the fears that you have. Place it all in front of them, and God will send the right help. God will speak to you through his word, through his people, through your friends, through your circle, through your family. And that is what you need. You need confirmation from God that he is saying what you hear. Half the time the struggle really comes with us wanting to hear something opposite of what we know we need to be doing. I'm going to pull one more card and then I'm going to let it go. I really didn't want the video to get past 5 minutes and it's already at 6. How do you overcome the feeling of guilt when you feel like you weren't there for your family? That one is hard. And it's something that you have to learn to overcome by, first of all, asking them to forgive you, or speaking with them and letting them know, you know what, I wasn't there for you. How did that look to you? And they may relieve you from a lot of the things that you feel that you have done wrong, because they may not feel that way at all. Or they may expound on the feelings and say, yeah, you know what, I was hurt. I felt abandoned. This happened in my life because of that. And then you're going to have to just swallow that pill, ingest it, digest it, and then allow God, now all of this is sitting on the inside of me. I need your healing. I need your deliverance. And you start going through steps. You start going through the steps that will take you to a place of peace and freedom and a successful place of closure. I have experienced this. There was one time when you couldn't pull me out of the church doors. 24/7 at church, all day, all night. Didn't even really get to see my immediate family that much. Me and my husband went to the same church, so we saw each other all the time. But it was being taught. Every time those church doors swung open, we were supposed to be there, or else we were walking in rebellion. And because of that, my sisters were gaining a different type of a lifestyle without me. My mother was at the time dating and getting married without me being there. And because a lot of those things that happened in that period of time start crumbling and falling apart, I felt super guilty, because I felt like with my discernment, I could have seen and spoken into them, but I was not present. What I had to do is sit back. I've had conversations, private conversations, side conversations. But before I ever got to those conversations with them, I had to have plenty of conversations with me, knowing that my journey was my journey and I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. God does not cause things to happen in our lives for mistakes. These things build us up into the people that we are. The character that you see sitting here before you right now, the person that is speaking wisdom into your life right now, that's the person who went through that some years ago. I had to speak to myself, ask myself, how did I get in the predicament that I was able to step away from my family for so long? Ask myself, how am I going to stay out of that predicament ever again? And then deal with it. I had to deal with it. And once again, counseling is always good. Sound counsel, godly counsel is always good. And a coach will help you to take the steps that you need to take in order to get through your ordeal. Integrity and wholeness is spirit, soul, and body. So I hope that I have helped somebody with some of the things that I've said here today. I hope that I've helped you in some way, shape, or form get to that place of that place where you know that you can dig in and at least start on that quest. If you have any other questions, please feel free to contact me in my inbox. Feel free to contact